Hello, Cheplia. Welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us for the first time on YouTube, this is a series where I, Maldhound, review your deck's PP. That is your premise and your practicum. We're back to making the cum joke, everyone. Rejoice. Your premise is the idea of your deck, what you hope it does on a successful run out. Your practicum is the cards you have put in the deck and whether or not they support that. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes talking about the idea of this deck and if I think it works at the power level they want it to work at. 5 to 10 minutes talking about, well, what cards did you put in that don't do that, and what cards could we put in that would do that for you? So this is Chaplia's first Magic the Gathering deck. Congratulations on your budding gambling addiction. We like doing things with extra steps, so we are doing Spell Slinger, but Azula instead of Niv Mizzet, because we don't want to do anything too good. I want the deck to be in the game and involved early on. Problems I see are as follows. I'm unsure if my land count is too high. Is 38 too many or too little? It's probably a little high for this deck. We'll get into that more later. For most of the gold fishing in the games I play with it online, I don't have anything to do until Azula's out. I'm unsure if it actually does anything to win the game or if I just touch a lot of cards. I want the deck to be around bracket 2 because I'm new, but I'm open to suggestions to make it bracket 3 in the future. I also don't know if I have enough or the right protection for Azula, and I'm thinking that I need a haste enabler if I want her to make it to bracket 3. Main play patterns, get Azula down, cast a lot of spells, do stuff, for sure. The sideboard is things I think would be good in the deck or were in the deck but were removed. I'm not attached to the Thought Vessel. I'm just not sure what ramp would help me get Azula out earlier other than the Relic of Sauron. Okay, great. So let's get into it. We have Firelord Azula, who is 4 mana. So before I even remark on everything you have done wrong right here, what you want to do for a 4-mana commander is generally ramp on 2. Getting Azula out on turn 3 may not be the most impressive thing in the world, but it will be enough for bracket 2. Where we're going to start getting into problems is if we don't have her out on turn 4, or if she's out on turn 4, but it's the only thing we've played. So I'm going to set 2 goals for you, or really 1 goal that has 2 potential outcomes. We either want Azula on turn 3, or Azula and a synergy piece on turn 4. That's pretty easy to achieve. There are a lot of 2-mana rocks in Magic the Gathering. These won't really help you do it, right? Like these don't make the pips that we need for Azula. You will certainly float a lot of mana if you draw them with Azula, but just in case we were thinking of these as like, oh, more mana, more gooder. Not true. If there is some sort of like combo or big turn you're aiming for later, we can talk about that. This spell is very funny. Yeah. Very hilarious. Joybringers. I'm watching you. These are all very correct, especially for bracket 2. Legally mandated card draw section. Okay. So we have some good cards in here, and then we have some really, really bad cards. Okay. This is not card draw. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. Thought Vessel it's not my favorite mana rock for the deck because it doesn't make colored mana, but no maximum hand size is not draw. As a Grixis player, you will learn to love your graveyard. It is your second hand. Do not be afraid of discarding to hand size. It is always a good thing. Now, stuff like Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, great choices. Hypothesizzle is definitely really cute. Totally fine for bracket 2. I love Grima, very funny. Factor Fiction's fine. Dig Through Time is fine. I don't love Archmage's Charm. This is 3 blue pips in a deck that is going to be really good at making red and already has to worry about making Grixis. Like, I don't normally get into the weeds of balancing pips, but this is like a really fucking bad one to balance. The types of spells that we want for Azula are 2 or more generic plus 1 pip. Those are perfect. Or spells with red pips, because these are the spells that Azula can pay for. So when you're thinking about, oh, what stuff is really going to help my deck pop off, you want to be looking at what can Firebending pay for. If Firebending can't pay for it, it's probably a rougher option. So things like Slick Sequence, this is really bad, but Firebending can at least pay for part of it. Firebending can pay for all of this one. Firebending can pay for half of this one. It can pay for half of this one. But we definitely start to get into trouble when we have more than one pip that Firebending can't help us with that we intend to cast relatively early. Mana! Oh yeah, this is why you can't do anything quickly. So, I mean, Soul Ring, I hate it, but I'm not going to force you to cut it. But the trouble we're getting into is we only have 4 cards that can actually help us cast Azula ahead of schedule. If you want, the general rule of thumb I use is if you have a card you want to be able to mulligan to in your opening hand, you want at least 8. You normally want closer to 12, but you want at least 8 before you can really get up to it. So I'm going to give you the greatest boon any new Magic player can receive, which is a light lesson on how to use the O-tag function on Scryfall. O-tag is what's called the Oracle tag system, and it's where people will tag things kind of by what they do. So like an O-tag for this is ramp, because it gets you more mana. So O-tag ramp, and then you can do commander, and you can just fucking type in the color of your commander. We're also going to do mana value 2, because you want to play 2 mana ramp spells that are going to get you to your commander on turn 3. Now, we also are going to be favoring stuff that can make us colored mana, because we need to make red, black, or blue. So there's this one, there's the talismans. I believe the talismans are like kind of on the expensive side, so if you can't use any proxies, you can look for the signets, which are generally cheaper. Generally. We can look at, I think I saw, you don't have Ornithopter of Paradise. This guy's a fucking hero. You could even do the diamonds if you really wanted this to be as budget as possible. I don't love the diamonds, but you can do them. And then there's at least one other. Cold Steel Heart's really bad, but is at least like a diamond where you get to pick what color it's going to be. What I'm really saying is it is perfunctory to fill out this group of 8 to 12 2-mana ramp spells. And if we fill out that group of 8 to 12 2-mana ramp spells, you can be very assured that you are always going to have Azula by turn 3, which means by turn 4, you can start doing funny stuff. I would say the stuff that can probably go for that is, I'm going to sound like a maniac. I think you can cut Soul Ring. I think you can do it. But definitely Dark Ritual, definitely Seething Song. I think you would have a better time if you got off to the races sooner, and then we just let the natural storminess of Azula do all the crazy stuff versus trying to like force it with Seething Song and Dark Ritual. Rain of Riches is really cute, so I'm inclined to let you keep it. I'm not convinced you have enough treasure generation for this to be worth it, though. I only see Stormkiln, Artist, Windfall, Big Score. Those 3, you're probably not drawing. Like, you're more likely to not draw it than you are to draw it. Please, John Maldown, I need this. Yeah, these cards are sick. On this note, actually, another heater. You may not be able to afford it, but if you're looking for cards with flash, what is this fucker's name? Hold on. Mana value 4, type Fairy, Oracle. It's High Fate Trickster. Never mind. I don't even need help. Holy shit, I'm so smart and big and sexy. $8 card. Never mind. Don't play this bitch. But keep playing. Yeah, these are cute, and I love stealing. I love stealing and taking things. Archmage's Charm. Okay, this is another thing where, is it protection? Yes. Is it good protection? Why? Azula can't pay for it in combat. We're probably not going to produce the pips to even hardcast it. The stuff we want is stuff like Redirect Lightning. Especially at bracket 2, what's way better than countering a removal spell is redirecting it. So there are things like Bolt Bend. Hold on. Our power, I think, is 1 too low for... No, it's not! Fuck yeah. We're so fucking back. Holy shit. So, Bolt Bend. Now, unfortunately, this is a $250 card. What can you can sell the $39 Force of Negation that you don't need for it. Swiftfoot Boots is fine. Counterspell is fine, but again, I think it is... These are all things that could be improved by just having a redirect. Let me See, change target. Grixis, give me the good ones. How much is untimely? $5. God, they're all so good. They're all such good cards. Okay, 95 cents, not pip restrictive, can also be a land under $1. Beautiful. Fucking $5 card because it's really good. $2 card, which does the same thing, and you can maybe copy the spell. So if you go to combat and you begin trying to do something and somebody's like, oh, well, now I'm going to have to get involved because you're doing a little bit too much, you can redirect the removal spell and steal it to throw at somebody else. Got this fucker. $7 card, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Okay, we can kind of work with Wild Ricochet. This is something that you can pay for in combat with Firebending. It's also something where the pips likely line up with what we can produce. There's stuff like Shunt. But past that, so take whatever redirects you can afford. If there's not a redirect you can afford, I would not be doing as many counter spells as I would be doing cheaper and more efficient just 1 mana protection spells. I'm trying to think, there's a ton I use in my VV list that I'm now trying to recall. We don't really want Slip Out the Back because it's going to phase you out, and we don't want Azula to be phased out. There's some... This is, I don't think, one I'm going to be truly recommending. This is fine, actually. You can use it. But we want stuff that is going to be so cheap that when they go to remove Azula in your main phase 1, you can stop the removal spell, and then you have enough mana to still cast something big and scary. Which, like, counterspell you might be able to. Archmage's Charm, hell no you can't. Force of Negation if it's on your turn, hell no you can't. Because we're just going to be spending all of our fun time mana. When you don't really need the spell to not happen, especially in bracket 2. Most of what you need to happen is you need Azula to not get targeted by the spell. Now that will change if you want this deck to go to bracket 3. So part of your primer you were asking about, like, well, how do I do this in bracket 2 because it's what I want to do right now, and then open to suggestions to make it bracket 3 in the future. A bracket 2 Azula deck and a bracket 3 Azula deck are nearly unrecognizable in terms of how different they are if they are built well. Bracket 3 Azula, I would actually say you don't have to ramp to Azula as quickly, but you really want it to be like, I'm going to play Azula with the setup such that every turn when I untap with Azula, I am attempting to kill you. Every turn. So you might even play Azula behind curve because you're going to be playing a control game. You are going to be digging for like the gutter snipes, the burn boys. You're going to be trying to set up one of these. You're going to be trying to set up Stormkiln Artist or something like Burgi or something like Urabrask. And you're just going to try to take like a storm turn every single combat, which is very, very different from the kind of like cute, touch a lot of cards, get some damage, hell yeah. Mandate of Heaven removal. I love it. Great. Sure. I don't love the pips on this one, but sure. Yeah, adorable. We get to sweep for 4 on our opponent's boards. That's cute. I see you also hate token players. I don't think this one is good enough. Again, unless you have like a token player breathing down your throat every day. Electro Dominance is pretty cute, yeah. Snap's adorable. Slick Sequence is bad, but if you like it, that's what bracket 2 is for. Yeah, Lightning Bolt is like the quintessential Azula card, so you're good there. And Flicker Coin's very cute. Thievery like a rat. Archmage's Charm, just not good enough. There's better thievery you can do. You gotta Upgrades, people, upgrades. Value. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't like how you're currently using Goblin Electromancer. Again, we're kind of like, because we keep backing ourselves into a pip problem, where I think you would be better off with Goblin Electromancer being Felwar Stone, unless you really want to dedicate to a like hard storm game plan. But let's look at your win cons. Nope, that's not true. Nope, that's not true. Nope. Nope. Not with any realistic amount of mana. Kind of. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Okay. So we don't have any hard win cons, which is not that abnormal for Baby's First Grixis deck, because your win con is really like, oh, I'm gonna get 2 of these guys, and because I have 2 or more of these guys and I cast a lot of spells, you just kind of inadvertently die. But I think we are... I don't think we have enough of these guys or enough ways to find these guys to feel confident in them. And when I say these guys, they don't have to be things that directly deal burn. There are other ways to get value out of spell slinging. There's also stuff like Young Pyromancer. There is stuff like Murmuring Mystic, which will make flyers. So what you can also do is you can build up a big wide board of creatures, and then you can cast something like Haze of Rage, yeah. Or Tears of Rage, where you just give them a big, it's basically like the Is It version of crater hoofing somebody. So really what you want to focus on when you think about what is a win con, for Spellslinger, it is what is something that is going to directly convert my Dirtling into power on board or direct damage to their face. And a really fun thing you can do with Spellslinger decks that I love very much is you can start running copy spells. And copy spells can begin functioning as either like additional copies of your good thing or pseudo interaction, because you can use them to copy somebody else's good thing. But like in this deck, if you're in the late game and you don't really know what to do, I will take 5 of the green players' Avenger of Zendikar. I will give myself 5 Gutter Snipes. It won't work on Azula because of Legend Rule stuff, and I think getting around the Legend Rule is probably more trouble than it's worth for this deck overall. Let me see how much time we have left. Not very much. And then I think you're really off to the races. So we've talked about what ramp options do you have. We've talked about how do we change your interaction section. We've talked about what are some other ways to beef up this win con section. Let me show you some card access that I think is actually a lot better than you're giving it credit for. New players often really, really overrate physically drawing cards, and they underrate accessing their deck more. Type instant. I do not want you to be beholden to a flash enabler for these to work. So more stuff like Dig Through Time and Fact or Fiction. Consult the Star Charts is amazingly good. I think it's also amazingly expensive. Yeah, it can go fuck itself. You're going to play Impulse. It's 17 cents. You are going to cast this in combat, and you're going to get to look at the top 4 of your library and draw the best one twice. So you will draw 2 of the best 8 cards. That's so good. That's so fucking good. Fucking Forbidden Alchemy is paid for exactly by Firebending. It is another, and you get to do it twice. It is another check top 8, draw the 2 best cards out of the top 8, or really best out of the top 4 twice. I get it. Memory Deluge, same thing. Confounding Riddle, if you really want to play a counterspell, very few people hold up 4 mana when they're casting spells in bracket 2, and it will again function as this like dig deep, find the thing I need. Because another problem Spellslinger decks get into is we don't have very many of these burn boys, right? These are the things that kind of get the game kicked off, I would suggest you go up to like 8 to 10. Either up to 8 to 10 of the things that convert your spells into fear, or you really beef up the card access with all of these impulses I'm recommending so you can find them faster. Because what we would want to have happen, or at least in my mind palace, what would happen for this deck, do nothing turn 1 because you're a fair Magic player. Turn 2, you play a Mana Rock. Turn 3, you play Azula. Turn 4, you play an impulse spell, and hopefully you get lucky and it's a really cheap one, or you've hit your land drops, and you draw a Burn Boy or a Body Maker. After that, we're off to the fucking races. We're very happy because now every time we draw cards, every time we remove something, every time we breathe, we are advancing the game state and we are Azula-ing all over them. The only other fun thing I might recommend is other stuff that breaks. Oh god, he's so expensive. No. What about Batatali? Batatali can't cost money. Great, 47 cents. This happens while Azula's attacking. It's very enjoyable. It's extremely bracket 2, but boy howdy, is it a good time. And from there, I think you've really got something going. The cards I really don't believe in as much is Fall of the Titans, because I don't think you make mana like that. Arcane Bombardment. Mission Briefing. Invoke Calamity is just unnecessary, IMO. Faded Firepower is cute, but again, also unnecessary, because if we just play 2 of these Burn Boys, we don't need the Faded Firepower. We just cast some card draw spells and you die anyway. And then the other problems I previously talked about with your ramp and card draw section. So anybody in the comments, if I've missed anything dope and cool, please let them know. Chaplia, I hope you enjoyed. And give thanks to your relative. Was it cousin or sister? Hold on. It was in part of the primer. Give thanks to your cousin for reminding me that Indominus Rex was a she. It does my heart good to know there are people even more focused on kissing lizards than I am.